Alright, yo, what is going on everybody? It is Tristan, and today in this video, what I got going on for you guys is, I gotta be honest, I wasn't even gonna film something today, but we're back here doing it because I came up with an idea that I felt like would work. So, yeah, excuse some of the traffic you may hear in the background, but basically, some sneaker investments that I think are a little bit overlooked, some that I think are good for the time right now. I'll mention like one or two long-term holds, and then I'm gonna mention some that kind of right now I think are good plays, just based off some of the recent drops and things like that. So we're gonna flip over to the screen right here, everything you all can see. If you want to check my Instagrams, any of that information, that is all down below in the description. And if you want to subscribe and like for more content like this, hey, we'd appreciate it down here, you know, or I would, because, you know, I'm the only person that runs the channel. But yeah, of course, if you want to, that's always up to you. Like goal in this video, we'll just make something simple like 220 likes, and yeah, that'll be it. Of course, thank you all for 55K. We hit that yesterday, so much love. But that's enough said, so hope you all will enjoy, and let's get into it. So the first one I kind of want to mention, and the first kind of sneaker hold right here would be this one right here, or these two. I'll just kind of get them out of the way, but these recent NBA dunks, I just kind of want to go over this one first too real quick, so I'll shift this one here. But the weird detail about this one here, of course, they called this one the Chicago dunk. It's a little bit different than an actual Chicago colorway, just because, you know, I think the red's a little bit brighter, but I mean, overall, it's fairly accurate, I would say. And you all can see it's kind of just been sitting at this flat point and not really going up for the whole entirety of 2022. And I'm very kind of confused as to why this is. You all can see this roused from 200 all the way up to 250, and now it's kind of at this point of being back at 200. So I think if you are willing to hold this one for a couple months, I think this one could be back at this 250, maybe even more. In some of those bigger sizes, just based off what I see it at now. You can see again some of those bigger sizes like 12, 11, 10.5. I mean, those are pretty much the bigger sizes that are going for less right now. You see 14 and 13 are the ones kind of going for a little bit more, along with 12 and a half and 15, but I would never invest in sizes 14 and 15 really. Biggest I'd probably go with ever would be a 13, just to be safe. I mean, I know some of y'all wear 14s out there, and I pray for you every day that you will eventually be able to get a release a little bit easier. Trust me, I do pray for you. You know, that's tough. I know that's tough. What is that? Whole video saga going on here. Might be the postman with my package. Hey, that's what's up. Yeah, aside from that one, that's just kind of why I'm thinking this one may be a good investment, just because it hasn't gone up for a while. It's a Dunklow. It has a lot of sales. Look at that, almost 13,000 sales. It's obviously there. Like, people want this Dunklow. My question is just, why isn't it rising? I haven't seen any major drops for this one or any information about this one having another drop. So I'm just very confused as to why this one isn't rising when it's you know, its sister pair is dropping. I'll show you what I mean by sister pair, or it's just its other silhouette. Not other silhouette, but you'll see what I mean. The other Dunklow NBA collaboration that they did is rising in value right now in grade school sizes. I even think these are rising in grade school sizes. I could be wrong. I'm gonna double check this right here. Even the grade school pairs are looking a little bit different. Like, they aren't like going down or dipping. So I have a lot of questions. I guess I just chose to film a video at the wrong time. Got ambulances, Charleston. But yeah, aside from that one, another one I want to mention, this one, the Brooklyn Nets Dunklow. I mentioned this one previously as a hold, and it looks like it did perform pretty well, which I'm very happy to see. This one, again, all the way from that drop date back when we were discussing it as a hold. We bought into this one at 140, and look at this, all the way up here at this $200 price point, and now, recently in sneakers, we had another restock. So people are gonna drop the price, as you see, all the way down to that 170 point. I even think we could see this one maybe even dropping down into the 160 range, maybe even lower potentially. I got too much hair in my head, I need to cut it. But aside from that fact, basically the reason I'm saying this one could be a good hold is because since this one did just restock, and I don't think it's going to be restocking much in the future at all, if it even does. So kind of seeing that, this is probably going to be one of the last dips for this one, which means you can just buy the dip, and if you're willing to hold it, then in a couple months this one will be a little bit more. I think this one could be above $200 in a couple months, because again, you saw how the stock numbers were on those sneaker drops. They were not nothing. Like, it really wasn't much. It was like 100K pairs total spread across like 8 pairs in sneakers. I'm pretty sure that's how it was, or like 150K stock spread across like 8 pairs, and 2 of the pairs were like 100K of the stock. So I mean, there was only 1,000 Harvest Moons that they dropped on sneakers. Like, if that isn't a hold, I don't know what to tell you. I tell you at all, to be honest. Excuse my beautiful stutter or whatever that was. But yeah, aside from that fact, this one, just because it restocked recently, I think it's a great hold opportunity, just because people are going to drop the price, but then you got to remember the fact that there was like no pairs. So why is everybody dropping the price? I have questions. But another one aside from those two NBA dunks would be this one right here, the Nike Dunklow Siempre Familia. Obviously, as you guys can see with the Icy Sole, clean colorway, I think if you were willing to forget about this one for a little bit, and what I mean by this is kind of my long-term pick. This is one that I would look at honestly and be like, okay, I'm willing to buy up a few pairs of these and just hold it for a year, 12 months on the dot, not selling it later than that or earlier than that. Well, you can sell it later than that, of course, but not earlier than that. Like you're committing yourself to holding these ones for 12 months. I think if you're willing to do that with this pair, I think it will make you a lot of money in a year's, kind of like a year down the line, because I think this one will be a little bit more limited and rare and harder to find. There's a lot of nice and unique details on the shoe. Like look at the work that Nike put in on the shoe. You can clearly tell that it's well done. A lot of embroidery. And I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the shoe, and it obviously has already had its skate shop drops and all that. All the pairs are pretty much under $200 aside from when you cross size 12. When you get to 12 and a half, 13, 14, you can see it obviously gets to a little bit of a higher price, rarer sizes there. But I don't think this is going to last for long, to be honest. I am thinking about this long term again, but I don't think these staying under this price point is something that's going to happen again for a long period of time. So I'm thinking about this one long term, 12 months kind of hold, and I think it'll be something that can make some serious progress. Like I think all the pairs could be up another $100, maybe even $125 in the next year. I know that's not something too crazy, but again, if you buy a few more pairs, that's something beneficial. And this is just something, again, if you're just trying to think about some safe money, you buy it long term and kind of forget about it for a bit. So that's how I would at least look at it and kind of, you know, think about it right there. Okay, and I'm back re-recording. For some reason, my camera battery was dying. Well, not for some reason, it was dying just because it wasn't charged fully. But basically, going back to discussing these long term, I really like the look of these. I think people are just going to kind of overlook them, and it's just not one of those to overlook. It's clean. I like it. It's well done, good design. It wearable. Maybe not like wearable, but it's one of those pairs that's like more like a collectible type look. Those are the ones to look out for. Kind of like a Strawberry Cough long-term type performance. Those are going up really well right now. So another thing I want to mention aside from that one, in the final one on my list, is the Nike Dunklow white black, or just the reverse pandas. I've been seeing some people call them that, which I think that is not a bad name for them. I mean, it pretty much matches straight to the point, so I think that's a very good name. I don't know why Nike didn't go with that, but you know how Nike is. They will never make the name the same on their app. They've always changed it. You know, they call the Red Thunders the Crimson Reds. It's how it is. They do it based off the colorway that they mark on the box. But I think that's at least what it is. I could be wrong, but I think that's how they do it. At least now. But yeah, looking at the basics of it, and then I'm pretty sure that's how they always have done it. If you see what most of these sizes are going for, this has pretty much like no sales on StockX, so I would just wait for people's pairs to get in hand, because again, a lot of people's pairs are still in transit right now. You have to think about the weather up in the northeast of the US right now. It is not good at all. I mean, I got a couple packages just being held up there because everything is snowed in, so there's not much that can be done about that. So you have to think about it. A lot of pairs are still having to go to places, so I think this one still has a lot of room to drop in price just because it has under 100 sales on StockX. So you kind of got to look into that and be like, okay, this is something I'm going to look out for. So just kind of keep your eye on this one for the next couple weeks. When you see the sales start to steadily increase, like if you ever go in the app and you notice the lightning symbol pairs, you know, that lightning symbol where it's like, hey, this is a hot seller, you know, has like 400 sales in the last 3 days or 1,000 sales in the last 3 days. If you see something like that, like 1,000 sales in the last 3 days, it's probably the time to buy it, just to be fair. So yeah, aside from that, well, that would be, you know, just when the majority of the stock was in, probably be the biggest dip in price. You know how it is, but eventually all those people trying to buy it are gonna have to pay a higher price. So that's everything I need to mention there, and those are just some dunks I would hold on to, some short term just for the time being due to them restocking, and then just some of these other ones are more long-term things you think about now and just kind of forget about them, you know, remember them 12 months later and be like, oh, bet, yeah, these are doing really well right now. So that's all that needs to be mentioned. Hopefully this video was not too messy. I know we had a lot of background noise, a lot of just random stuttering. That's my brain still waking up. You know, I gotta actually go to class at 11, so my brain still gotta wake up. But yeah, you feel free to subscribe and like for more content like this. Of course, the like goal in this video is 220 likes. If we could hit that, that'd be dope. If not, it's not really the end of the world. And yeah, hopefully we'll get through this busy day today. You know, we just gotta, some pretty simple stuff, like one class, and then, you know, just gotta focus on, you know, pretty much getting this video out. So I like that. And yeah, hold on to these dunks if you want to. I'll try and make the Union Dunklow how-to cop tomorrow, since that drop in the Union site is most likely going to be first come, first serve. We'll get into all that tomorrow, though. If I do post it then, I probably will, though, just to give y'all more time to prepare. So that's everything. I'm Tristan. Much love, and hopefully I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
Be something I can find. Wrist up, it's a hurricane. Conversation, I make it rain. Bad bitches, they do cocaine. Why every girl be the same? 999, yeah. Why all the girls be the same? Hoes gon' be hoes, so really I can't blame. This is just my game, not in it for fame. I'm really into music cause it helps me through my pain. I might be insane, I might be insane. Bitch from the 6 wanna play.